Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of G-Made CNC. I know this is a long-awaited video for quite a few of you guys out there, and for that I'm sorry that it's taken so long. A lot has occurred since my last video I posted. I had to get a lot of things in order and things sorted out. Like for instance, I am now doing this full-time. So in the process of doing that changeover, I just did not have time to get this video together. Now that everything's sorted out, I will be posting more videos more frequently. And once again, I'm sorry that it's taken so long to get this video out there. So today what we're going to be doing is going through the rest of the bar puller project. In our last video, we made the block for it. So our last video you saw us making this, let's get the coolant line out of the way, making this block. So we got this set in place. I did need to shim it up just a hair in the back, which the shims, same as on these blocks, they don't fit right. So what I did was I just cut them in half and I just stacked them that way, tighten it down. So once I found a position where I was happy with, the way I centered it was, it's just a 3/8 collet, 5C collet, and I put one of the edge finder wobblers in. So once that was in there, I brought the jaw over to it, and I had it bite down on top of this. And I just jogged it around until, it was perfectly straight. And that's how I found my center for the jaws. Now as far as zero, these are the teeth. I went in about 1/16 of an inch in and then bit down on it, and that's when I called it zero. Now I'm running an airline, not coolant, so I just used one of the 1/8 inch male adapters in the back here with the 1/8 inch hose. Now this metal spring hose protector, I guess you'd call it, came extra with this lathe. It was part of the manual oiler kit, I believe, so I just threw that on. Keeps protected from anything, and it looks pretty good too. And this is just a wire clamp that I just screwed down here. Bring it around the back side. So I just followed my coolant hose, zip tied it along there, poured it down the back, and then I looped it up through the bottom of the machine here, the base, and then ran it down the center of this, which brought me out right in here. And then from there I just went down to the back side of the machine. There's an access hole, and then zip tied it along all my other wires and hose there. Now as far as the solenoid, I bought two types of tees. These are threaded, and these are designed for inline. Didn't know which ones I was going to use. I wound up using these threaded ones, which, here's the model number. I'll leave it in the description as well. So under the output B, I took out the male adapter that was in there and just put the T and spliced it in line with the air cylinder, and then this end right here goes out to the bar puller. So So as that pulls in, that closes. When installing the block, I just roughly put it in and I swung my tools around. Pretty much the only one you really have to concern yourself with is your cutoff tool, because this will be coming right after the cutoff tool. So you just need to make sure clearance when it comes in to bite this, that your cutoff tool isn't going to whack. And clearance as far as drilling and stuff. So I just shimmed it around, locked it down, made a couple of dry passes until I was happy with a position, and then from there I shimmed it and got it locked in place. So what we'll do is I'll do a couple of test cuts, doing these little Delrin spacers. I got a program just to cut 2 so you guys can see it all work a couple times, and then what we'll do is we'll go through the code and what I did to get it to repeat. Alright, so let's get you set up on the tripod and we'll cut a few of these. Okay, got you all set up. Just gonna bring it over to G30. Cycle start. And there you go. Set you up the tripod. So there you go. You got a little nub on it on the back side. Doesn't concern me. Literally just the press of a razor blade and shears right off. and it's completely clean, as you can see. Focus. There. So let me get set up on the tripod, and we'll go through the code. Okay, now that we got you all set up in the tripod, go to File, Edit Code. Okay. Alright, now that we get the code open, this is just a standard conversational code I wrote. Only editing I did to it was at the end of every code, I got rid of the M30 and the coolant on and coolant off at the beginning and end of each code. And a few of them I got rid of the spindle off. Now if you get rid of the M30, you just got to be aware of your Z distance for the next travel to a tool. So you just got to make sure that it pulls back, you have enough clearance for the next tool. It's the only thing you really have to be aware of when you're deleting that. But I just did it for this particular program to shorten it up, so you guys weren't watching a 5-minute part. But yeah, as far as that's all I edited as far as the actual code itself. Now, so we're at the beginning of the code right now. Let's see if I can get you zoomed in. Okay, so we're at the beginning of the code. Now to edit so that it repeats. Okay, so your very first program, or tool call I should say, just before it calls for the tool, you're going to write 0103, repeat, and then the number of times you want it to repeat. So for instance, we just did 2 parts, so we got 2 in there. Let's say you put a 12-inch or a 3-foot bar. Let's say at a 12-inch piece, you're getting 20 parts out of it. So, you put 20, and then it'll run 20 times. If you decide, week from now you got a 3-foot bar, you just do the math, figure out how many parts you can get out of 3-foot, and then you add, so I don't know, 3-foot, let's say 60 parts. So it'll be 60, and then save, end it, and run. So let's go back to 2. Okay, so that's just at the beginning of the code. So before your first tool call, you're going to put 0103, repeat, and then number. Then at the very end of your code, you're going to end it with 0103 and repeat G90. Now it's going to be at the very end of your code, just before your M30 to end program, which can be found in your user's manual. Okay, under page 107. At the bottom of the page, you'll see it here. This explains about the 0103 repeat. And then on 108, it continues, 108 continues to tell you about ending the program. Now, as far as writing the code, now that all that's doing is telling the program how many times it needs to repeat the entire operation. Now for the bar puller itself, my last operation was my parting tool, which was number 2. So at the end of that, we got spindle off. Tool 26 is the tool I chose for my bar puller. You could choose any tool you want, 11, 10, 15, it doesn't matter. Just whatever tool you choose, that would be the tool for your bar puller here. Alright, now this code here, I handwrit, and yours will be pretty similar to this that you write, but each part you make, there's a few things you have to change, depending on how long the part is and how long it was before it cut off, which I'll get into. Oop. So after you get your tool written, ours is tool 26. Next line of code will be G0X0. So that's bringing the bar puller down dead center to the part. The next one is how far you want it to go in. Now this one is going to change on every part that you do, that you write a program for. It all depends on this part. Particular is about 1/4 inch. If you have a part, yeah, it's like this, I don't know, 1.25 inches, let's say, this number will change. If it was, let's say, 1.25 inches, you'll tell it to go in 1 5/16 inches or so. So it's grabbing some meat. You also got to take consideration of how thick your parting tool is. If your parting tool is 1/8 inch or 1/16 of an inch, you got to tell it to go that much further, depending on the size of your parting tool. So this is just the depth of how far the bar puller goes in. Our next command is M64 P2. That's the command to open the collet closer. Okay, so if you just manually type that in and hit return, you'd hear a click in the back of the machine for the solenoid to open and close if you had nothing hooked up to it. So after the collet closer opens, then we have G04 P. That's a dwelling cycle, and I have it dwell for 2 seconds. So basically what it's doing is it's dropping down to dead center, it's moving into where I need it to, it's grabbing it, and then it's pausing for 2 seconds before it comes back. I have the pause there to give the collet closer enough time to fully open. Alright, and then our next one is G0.022. That's how far it's going to pull back. So it's going to pull back 0.022 past 0. The reason I do that is because the collet closer itself sucks the part back into itself when the collet closes. So I just have it go that much further so that when it gets sucked back in, the parts add 0. Then we have it G04 P. That's a dwelling cycle again for 1 second. So after it pulls it back, it pauses for 1 second, then the collet closer closes, which is M65 P2. Now the collet closer closes, the bar puller opens, and then I have another dwelling cycle here for another second, and then it pulls back to 1 inch past the part. Then it repeats the cycle over and over. So we'll just roughly go through this real quick. If I was speaking too fast or someone just didn't pick up what I was trying to say. So our first one is when it calls for tool 26, the bar puller gets pulled up. The bar puller will go to dead center of the part on X, and then it'll go in. It'll go into the part, whatever depth that I tell it. This part here, like I said, will change on every part, whether it's a 1/4 inch or 1 1/4 inch. If it was 1 1/4 inch, I would tell it to go an 1 5/8. I'm sorry, 1 5/16. Then we have a collet closer open. Then it pauses for 2 seconds. Now, as the collet closer opens, the bar puller bites down. So it waits 2 seconds. Then it pulls all the way back to 0.22. Then it pauses there. M65 P2 closes the bar puller and opens the closes the collet closer and opens the bar puller, and it pauses for 1 second, and then it retracts to 1 inch past the part, and then it goes through its whole cycle again. So once it does all that, it reads this, and the command automatically goes straight back up here, and it starts all over again. But it's reading this number, so it says 2, so it keeps a count of each time it goes. So if you put 2 or you put 20, after it does 20 of them, then it skips right past this and goes right to M30, and the thing retracts and the parts are finished. I hope I explained this clearly enough for you guys to understand. If not, please comment below. Let me know. And if you guys are doing this too, if I'm doing something wrong or there's an easier way to do this, please let me know. This is just something I came up with myself, and it's working. So but if there's an easy way or a better way, I would love to hear from you guys. So alright, let's see where we're at with. We have it on 2 parts. Alright, we'll just save this, close it out. Okay, I'll reload it, and we'll run through this one more time. I'll get you off the. Get you off the tripod here. We get some action of the collet closer and the bar puller working together. there's the pause. Pulls back, pauses, releases, pulls back. And if we had more than two, it would just keep going and recycle itself. So this is the whole setup. Now I can get the machine back together, get the cover on there. If anyone's interested in one of these plates or these blocks to be made, please contact me, or you can email me at gmadecnc@gmail.com, and just let me know if you guys are interested. I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything that I've missed that you guys got questions on, please let me know. You know, I have no problem doing another updated video on this for something that I had missed. But I appreciate you guys and your patience that have been waiting for this video. Thank you, and thank you for all your support. And you will be seeing a lot more videos more frequently from me. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.